first thought of coronavirus, nightmare.
How much longer?
I hope those diseases can pass quickly.
When I first heard about the coronavirus, I thought it was like influenza, which causes many people sick every winter. I never thought it would be so severe.
The first thing in my mind was unbelievable, and it surely has affected many aspects of our lives. In China, all the people.
Actually, I read some news about it in early January, but as one of those who've been through SARS in 2003, I didn't take it that seriously until late January. That's when we started to buy lots of masks, tried our best to reduce the times of going out, and we kind of knew there would be an epidemic because of the Spring Festival travel rush. The first thing came to my mind is to get to know it more instead of just being panic.
When it first broke out, I was really worried. Like, I didn't realize how bad it's gonna get in the beginning, but I have a feeling that it's something to really be concerned about, and everyone around me is starting to get really worried, and that was the first time that I think I need a mask. I need that fancy mask that I've always wanted, but didn't really actually go and buy it.
When I heard the first time for the coronavirus, my reaction was, oh, it's just another rumor. Even it's real, it will be over very soon, just for a few days.
At that time, I feel like coronavirus, it's infectious, and but it might be far from us. It's in Wuhan, so I indeed wearing masks, but still in the train station, I think only half of the people wearing masks, and I think most of people still think it's far from them because we're in Shanghai, and Wuhan, it's nothing happened here yet.
Yes, it does. We planned to travel around during the Spring Festival, but we had to cancel it. And it was a little bit difficult to buy food during the Spring Festival, but it's okay now. And I have a 9-month-old boy who's dying to go out every day.
I normally cannot bear myself sitting still for half day. So firstly, I had to adapt it myself very hard, being staying at home and without even stepping out of my apartment. I think this is something not only China commanded us to do so, but it's also a responsibility for every single individual.
Sure, it affected my life a lot. Firstly, during Spring Festival holiday, I have to stay at home, and I cannot go out to meet my old friends, and I cannot go to a shopping mall or some tourism attractions with my family. And now back to daily life, I cannot go out. I can go out, but must be very careful. And for my work, fortunately I can work at home. My job is consulting, and I don't need to go to office to work, so I can still work. I can work at home.
Obviously, it has affected everybody's life. Today, I went out with a mask for an hour and get a coffee, and it felt like a field trip to me because I haven't been out for over 2 weeks. And there's nothing to blame right now because everybody's locked in their room for a long time. And we are so much luckier than the people in Wuhan, so God bless them. Also, on the other side, I look at all the people that went to Wuhan to help out. It's really touching, like all those little things, the people that donate money, especially those ones they don't have a lot of money, and also doctors, nurses, all the people that went there, that risked their own lives for other people's lives and well-being. It's like so touching. I have never seen any kind of, or actually I have seen, but it's different. I have never seen any kind of good deed, like people doing good in this kind of scale with this much risk. You know, thousands, tens of thousands of people are risking their own lives. And think about it, behind every person there's a family and there's a group of friends. So it's really touching and also enlightening, inspiring. It makes people think. It makes me think. So every time I scroll through the news and see something like that, I feel like crying. And makes me think about, why we live. Yeah, those deep philosophical thoughts.
Unfortunately, I'm a small business owner, and I started my business a year ago. We're doing the education traveling for Chinese students abroad. So this coronavirus, it's really have badly affected our business because to contain the spread of the coronavirus, our government has suspended all outbound tour groups. So we have to cancel 3 of our winter holiday student program groups abroad in different countries. So that's bringing us a lot of loss financially, and so that's not so good, especially due to the epidemics and situation. It's a lot of uncertainty about it, so we don't know when it's going to end, and there is no certain cure for it yet. In this way, it's really badly affect my life.
Yes, I work at CDC as an administrative staff. We canceled holidays a month ago. Many of my colleagues worked days and nights trying to fight the epidemic. Ever since the outbreak, we barely had time to be with family, even during the Spring Festival.
Yes, it influenced my life. Just money, because now I'm changing a job, so I need a stable job. But for normal life, it doesn't change too much because I like to stay in room, so most time I stay in room. I think the most influence place is the virus most happen place Wuhan, because all city was was shut down, so most people there is much not convenient, but for me it's okay.
Finally got a little bit time off and rest well at home because you can go nowhere, and spend it good time, quality time with my family at home because we cannot go out, and so we talk much more than usual, and I finally got time to do things which I didn't have time to do before. So that's the good side, and also I have time to rethink of the risk of my business.
I work. I've been working at home for online for a while. I watch the news. I watch TV. And I also try to figure out what's going on outside of our wall on the internet. I try to see what BBC is talking about, what the New York Times is talking about. I also try to work out a little bit on a yoga mat, but that lasted for 3 days, and I kind of gave up on that. I'm gonna pick it up, maybe tomorrow. And yeah, I also do shopping. I learn about how to desanitize your stuff, your hands. I also do some research on virus and how it affects people's health, and educate my family and spend time with them.
I start working from Monday, So, to be honest, I feel much better than the week before because my life is more routine.
I love English and I'm learning English, read some books and learning some other skills for the work and contact with my friends and relatives, say if they are okay in these special times.
I read and I work. Of course, I chat with my friends because I couldn't see them, so we video call each other.
Watch news on the epidemic situation every day, of course. Cook, bake, read, and play with my little boy. We even had a cooking competition with my family. Actually, it gave us more time to spend with the family.
So prayers, coffee, musics, like non-stop musics, are the most critical components of my day. I resume my cooking skills. Also, I want to practice in my patient by reading books. And then I'm doing home yoga, stretchings, which is I'm dying for to go to the gym. The most important of the day also, I consistently to contact with my family to make sure they are doing well and safe as well.
Actually, every day is similar. Work, make food, eat, watch movie, read news on the internet, and sometimes do some exercise to enhance immunity.
Unlike many people, I go to work every day and get back home at about 8:30 p.m. Play with my 2-year-old son for an hour. It's the best time of my day.
The first thing I want to do once the outbreak is over is to hang out with my friend to celebrate it. We might go to coffee shop, go to bar, go to shopping mall, restaurant, just meet each other and talk face to face.
I want to be with my friends. I want to see the people that I haven't seen for such a long time. I want to just go out and watch a movie and get a milk tea and be out there on the street and just, be in a crowd that I haven't been for so long. Yeah, go to a hot pot place. All those little things that I miss.
I'm a girl who carry a really strong beliefs. I'm praying every day that they could come anytime sooner. So I think the first day I couldn't do anything but thanking God and appreciating for bringing us back to the normal life. And then I started with my routine, work, family, friends, travel, gym, extra. And then another important thing, I want to meet someone who stayed in my mind for almost 4 years, which I don't have that courage to step ahead. And now I think it's the time.
Take my little boy out to play, go to the cinema with my husband, and hang out with my friends.
I want everything to get back to normal. Be with my family more. Play with my son, read to him, and take him to the park. Just like that.
First thing I want to do is to go to gym to do workout with a group of people without any worries.
When the outbreak is over, the first thing that I want to do is hang out with my friends and go to a restaurant with them, talk about this special experience that we had in last month.
Accompany my important friends. We don't see each other too much during this time. During this time, it's super hard. We can't do anything, just staying home. So I hope no matter what happened after, all people we love to do some things no matter how hard it is, we're gonna insist ourselves and keep fight for what we love.
Oh, I think the major change is already happening. First off, the small business owners, they are facing a huge crisis, and they make up a big part of the overall businesses in our country. And they can't get it, like a lot of them can't survive the crisis. They've already bankrupted because nobody's working. I think it's getting better now because all the policies that the government is giving out. But that's definitely has affected a lot of people. Also, policy-wise, I think the government is gonna do something to improve, just to prevent it from happening again. And I think humanity as a whole, after every crisis, our wisdom will improve, our level of integrity or the kindness, the faith in us, the good part in us, goes up to another level. So that's what I hope is going to happen. I think it's going to happen. People are going to realize how good human heart is, like how good people can be to each other.
I think there will be two obvious changes. Firstly, online commercial activities will be more mature, like online working, online shopping, or something else. Secondly, people will pay more attention to their health habit, like they will go to gym, they will do exercise, and they will eat healthy food to enhance their immunity.
I think our government will put forward new proposals to reform public health and social security system in case of another epidemic crisis in the future.
Well, the first change I think will happen is the government will ban the wild animal trade in China forever, and the people will raise their awareness for the wild animal protection. I think many small and medium business will go bankrupt after the epidemic ends, or already go bankrupt. People will feel more comfortable about using online service for education, for purchasing, for work, and will be they will be more comfortable with that.
I used to work at after-school English training centers. As I know, they had to cancel all the offline classes and they invest lots of money on online teaching system. I'm sure there will be a rapid development on online training industry as parents would prefer having classes online. Besides, shopping online, working from home, and the new computer-aided diagnosis system would replace the traditional ways gradually. And there's no doubt people would care much more about their physical health.
I think there will be many changes after this outbreak. Chinese people may be more careful about their health in the future, and I think many people will change their mind. They will think that health is the most important thing in their life. If you don't have the health, you have nothing. And another thing that for the economy, I think the online trading may be very popular for in the future, because in the outbreak we cannot go outside to work or buy something from outside, so no contact economy may be popular in the future. People will rethink themselves when they're doing things for the environment or for other people. So I think a lot of changes will happen in the future.
I think at the beginning, maybe it's gonna be changed, like public health, and people show respect to hospital workers, doctors, and people gonna go outside to breathe the fresh air. But I think after several months, everything gonna be back to normal. It will not big changes because we are all human. If we are human beings, we have humanity. It's hard to say, okay, one day we change our humanity, we change our minds. So I don't believe there has a huge much difference change, but we can do something. Just we should be more respect natural, and we should invest more money to prepare if next time this kind of virus can come again. We need to have a plan to against this kind of things happened. So reduce our people of government, economy, loss, and people's life influence, and raise everybody's education value to see one thing, then things gonna change a little bit. Hope everything even can change a little bit, but still go for every day, go forward to it.
I have so many thoughts. I don't think if I start talking, I'm not gonna be able to end up the video. So
I was shocked that so many mini programs were designed in such a short time to help people know more about the real situation of this epidemic. And I'm so proud that all the industries spared no efforts to help fight this epidemic. Comparing with SARS in 2003, there is a dramatic development on information transparency and the speed of information disclosure. I'm so glad to see that how social media could influence the politics in a good way. No offense, but I do believe we Chinese are way more united than any other countries. We put together in hard times, we don't give up.
I think we've been doing a great job during the past 4 weeks all over the country, helping ourselves through this epidemic in our own ways. And I want to say thank you to the friends all over the world who help us during the crisis.
How to influence more people to do some meaningful stuff. If you want something professional, you want something meaningful, but less people want to do that. So how can find a way to persuade more people to join, to make your own major professional, make your life professional. And life is too short. Hope I can use my little power to start to do something, and hope the virus can pass quickly, and thanks everyone to do something for protect most people being safe. Love all families, love all friends, love all human beings. Hope those kind of virus doesn't come anymore.
I watched 2 movies about contagious virus crisis during the holiday. One is called The Flu from South Korea, and another one is called is contagion from America. I found it very interesting to see how citizens and government response to crisis. I think every country is the same. Every country from all around the world is the same. I think there's a common rule to control the crisis.
I think love is important. Really understand why we live. The meaning of life is important. Although it sounds so cliche and too big for everyone. But we can't stop thinking about that. And every crisis is an opportunity. I really believe that humanity is going to grow strong, physically and mentally and spiritually. So that's what's going to happen after all the sacrifices, the death, the pain that the world is going through. Yeah, I'm going to stay positive here and just hope and wish everyone can be just honest, responsible. Countries can learn from each other. Government can learn from each other. People can learn from each other and choose the right path. And hopefully I can be a better person after this.
I almost heard every single person say 2020 is not a good start. Can we restart again? I think instead of focusing how we restart or reset 2020, let's focus how to make it better, a harmony living in the future. We reach a level we blame the society, but we are the society. And look, it's not only China right now, but happens all over the world. Natural disasters, political issues, religion conflicts. No matter what's not about, in the end, there's only one result of being hurtful, painful, and destroy the world peace. So let's do good, be kind, to create a better living environment for us and for the coming generations. I truly believe there is karma. Last, I like to say, we are human beings. We do mistakes. I believe we already learned our lessons during this outbreak. As one of the strongest, united, the most patriotic nation, I'm so proud of my country. I can see every single fighters fight to win every day desperately. And I believe this cheerful and successful day will come anytime soon. Stay strong, China. I love you. 加油!